Well, Apple facing more problems in China, seeing shipments of its iPhone in the region fall over 3% in the second quarter from a year ago, knocking it out of the top 5 smartphone makers in the country for the first time in 4 years. Now, these numbers are the latest that we're getting. This time, it's data from IDC. Now, the tech giant also reportedly reducing the price of its iPhone Pro models in India by 3 to 4% after the country slashed import taxes. That's the latest that we're getting out of TechCrunch. Well, let's start with some of the numbers here, Jared, that we're getting out of China, because it's consistent with some of the estimates that have been published earlier. We had a drop of about 5.7%. That was estimated by Counterpoint. Canalys had a reported 3.9% decline. So at least what we're getting from IDC, I guess you can view as a bit of an improvement since it was only a 3.1% decline. But obviously, China, a critical region here for Apple. And of course, this begs the question just about the future of Apple in China when we do see this rise of domestic players.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in China right now, do you want to scrap your existing phone, turn it in, and get the latest one? The price premium on Apple phones is still there, but is the feature premium still there? And the competition has gone is up there. So you take a look at Huawei, Vivo. There's another company, AAPL, that, I mean, China manages to produce some brands, and this is in the EV space as well, that just kind of become giants overnight, but a lot of people in the West haven't heard about. So it's a very competitive marketplace. Apple doesn't really have the edge that they used to, but they do have the strength of their brand behind them. So I want to show something on the Wi-Fi Interactive real quickly. I'm going to show a chart of Apple. This is year to date, and you can see Apple is in the midst of a 3-month uptrend here, but that was after about the first 4 months there were negative. And now I'm going to show you something else. This is Apple's seasonality, what the stock tends to do going all the way back to inception, 1982. And this shows that in August, this is one of the historically strongest months. And this precedes the iPhone cycle. It precedes everything. It goes back to the 80s. And for whatever reason, August tends to be a strong month. September, not so much. That's when you kind of, that's the aftermath of whatever announcements. And then October, it's off to the races again. So this is just a tendency, but I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a great point. And when it comes to that second story that we're tracking here, the lower prices in India, I bring this up because there's so much talk about tariffs, increased tariffs here in the U.S., what that could potentially mean here for prices. We're seeing what it ultimately means maybe for iPhone prices over in India. And I bring that up because they are inflationary, but India just announced that import duties on mobile phones and some key components are going to be reduced from 20% down to 15%. Now, as a result of that, TechCrunch is now reporting that they are going to lower the price of the iPhone 15 Pro and also the Pro Max models. The first time Apple has ever reduced prices of the current premium models in the country. So that is significant. We talk about the fact that Apple is expected to be one of the beneficiaries, one of the main companies to benefit from this move here in the lowering of import duties. You can see what it means then for consumers in India.